catastrophic 7.8 and 7.6 9 hours later magnitude earthquake in Turkey, and aftershocks are continuing all day long. Buildings tumble to dust, and also it's in the area of the Incirlik air base where they have nuclear missiles stored. What's happening to those? Let's take a look at the maps. This is Incirlik right there, right near Adana. And this is the area of the earthquake, the 7.8. This is the activity that we've had all day long. The blue is the past day. The yellow was, that was 3 days before, 4.2. And this is the activity of the day, and the red is the past hour. Now, the seismologists of Turkey did predict that they would be having a 6 magnitude earthquake in Turkey. Well, it turns out this was 7.8, 7.6, 9 hours later, and all this today. Incirlik is right there. This is Adana. Incirlik is right there. And this is Cyprus. This is Syria. Buildings have tumbled in Syria as well. This is Aleppo, Syria. This is the capital of Turkey, in Ankara. And these are the frequencies right there. Now, if we go, we'll see this is Syria right there. And you'll notice here this fault, this one here. Okay, this one here. This one, they don't show the fault going in, splitting the Great African Rift Valley. But you can see the outline in the earth right there. This thing here is about to slough off, cutting off this part from Africa. And this is Madagascar, which at one point was, of course, somewhere in here, and sloughed off. But this basically is the Transjordanian Fault going through Israel, through the Dead Sea, the Sea of Galilee. The River Jordan runs through that fault, and it ends up right here. Basically, the northern part of the Transjordanian Fault that goes all through Israel and the Levant. Now we know that from the west coast of the United States, big earthquakes the pressure tends to travel down the fault line, and I hope it doesn't travel down to Israel. But this is, okay, let's go in there. This is the head of the tip of the Transjordanian Fault right there. The map shows this thing. Which earthquake was this one? This was the 7.6. Okay, let's go to this one here. The 7.8. The frequencies for the 7.8, the Transjordanian Fault, as we said there. Let's go to the aerial. And you can see that basically the whole Aegean has shaken, even Cairo. USGS stops this frequency right, this the square right there. Even this is Istanbul right there. And panning in a little bit. Basically, it's right there. Incirlik is right there. Adana is right there. Incirlik is right there. And Incirlik, going back to the map, I have a lot of tabs open, so it's going to take some time. Okay, Incirlik is right there. Okay, this is the 7.8 epicenter that we had. And what do we have there? Incirlik nuclear weapons. The primary unit stationed at Incirlik Air Base is the 39th Air Base Wing, 39 ABW of the U.S. Air Force. Incirlik Air Base has one 3,048 meter or 10,000 foot long runway. There it is. Located among about 57 hardened aircraft shelters, tactical nuclear weapons are stored at the base. Among them are up to 50 B-61 nuclear bombs, 50 nuclear bombs right there. I have not seen any article about this. I have not seen any article about these 50 nuclear bombs at Incirlik Air Base, which is right there at the 7.8 Others have clocked this earthquake in at 8.1. But it's right there. And you can see that we have a lot of landslides and liquefaction. Liquefaction, here, I've taken it out. There you go, that's coming in. And the landslides, okay? Landslides, put them back in. Okay, that's why a lot of these buildings have collapsed. Thousands of buildings have collapsed. I think midday today, this was like, what, 7 hours ago, the President Erdogan of Turkey came out and said that 2,800 buildings have collapsed in that area because it's soft. Okay, that you've got a lot of rivers there. This is the Euphrates River. This thing here is the Euphrates River. Euphrates River going all the way down, winding into Mesopotamia. Pulling out. Okay, pull out again. Anyway, it goes all the way down into Mesopotamia, right here. Okay, the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, right there. And a lot of other rivers as well, and lakes. And that's why you have all these buildings collapsing. Besides the fact that maybe their building code was not too good to begin with. But 9 hours later, you had the 7.6 earthquake just north of that on this area right here. Okay, let's go to the topographic. The first one was around here. Adama, Incirlik around here, and the other one was up here. Pretty close, and we can see this is right here, right here. The first one was around here, the second one was around here. 7.5. The first one was somewhere down here, below these things. Okay, anyway, somewhere around here. You can see there's a lot of activity going on. It seems to be, in the morning it was basically around here, and now it's spreading up this way. I hope it doesn't go to this area here. This gives very, very big earthquakes, where the cement is pulverized, turning into dust. That's why a lot of these buildings, after the 7.8 earthquake in Turkey, the first one that took place around, 3 o'clock in the morning, after the earthquake stopped, a few minutes later, the buildings came down. So that's why it's important to get out of the building once the earthquake stops, because you never know what what damage the structure has sustained. Besides the fact that even the buildings that have not come down, with all this activity going on there, with every earthquake, most of them, one report said that there were over 18 earthquakes over 5 magnitude. That was when half these earthquakes were there. Now there's a lot more. But with every earthquake, the already cracked building that withstood the 7.8 gets more damaged, more traumatized. So even if it didn't go down with the big earthquake, doesn't mean it doesn't go down with an earthquake that's 5 or 6 Richter, because it's already sustained internal damage that people can't see, but is there. So unfortunately, it's very cold, it's snowy, rainy, and people cannot go back in the buildings because they don't know which building is going to crumble next. And they're outdoors. And there are various, even Greece has sent their EMAC teams with the dogs, the rescue teams. They left last night and they're still going over. Various countries are sending their teams to rescue people that are still trapped under the rubble. But you can see that they're still going on. Okay, these earthquakes are still going on. And I don't know if it's going to, this pressure is going to go down this way or up this way. The Anatolia fault is a very, very dangerous one. And as we said before, the Turkish seismologists were warning people that they expect a very large earthquake, 6 magnitude. Well, you know, when they're warning about these things, they want to be conservative as well. We've also had news in Greece that we are expecting a large earthquake here as well. Now, usually, unfortunately, we're so close that whatever happens here seismology-wise affects Greece as well. This is an area where we have the African plate going north towards the Eurasian plate, and that's why we have all this seismicity here. And this Greek area, this here, the volcanic arc of Greece, is one of the most earthquake-prone areas of the world. But this is really something else here. Doesn't this remind us of what was going on with Ridgecrest? I don't know what to say. I'm thinking of the 50 nuclear bombs here, and I have not heard any reports. If you've heard anything about that, please leave your comments. I don't know if they've removed them or are removing them. Where are they taking them to? I have no idea, but they should not be left there, obviously. Now, some other areas that have nuclear facilities have not had damage. Nuclear plants that are being built have not sustained damage. I think there was one here, a couple of them here, something around there. But I'm concerned about the American Air Force Base. Okay, the U.S. Air Force Base Incirlik 39th Air Base Wing with the 50 B-61 nuclear bombs there. And that's the runway right there. So hopefully this is the end of them, all the big ones at least. Our prayers are with these people, families and women, men and women, children and elderly that are out in the cold, and obviously they have no power. They've got needs, their fundamental needs, and may God help them. Okay, please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box